Hey everybody, welcome to Things You Should Know, Civil War Edition. Today we're going to talk about Greenbrier River, West Virginia, Pocahontas County, October 3rd, 1861. General Reynolds, in a follow-up move on his victory at Sheep Mountain, commanded approximately 2 brigades of Union soldiers. He moved his men about 12 miles down to Staunton Parker's Turnpike, starting at Sheep Mountain and arriving at Greenbrier River, at a place called Camp Bartow. His purpose was to push back the Confederate forces that had amassed at Camp Bartow. Camp Bartow was established in mid-September of 1861 and was commanded by General Henry R. Jackson. Jackson and his men enjoyed a large advantage since the majority of the soldiers were from the area and were knowledgeable about the land. Unfortunately for the general, shortly before the battle, a great many Confederates became sick and had reduced his fighting force size to approximately 1/3 of its original size. That is a lot of troops to lose to sickness. On the morning of October 3rd at approximately 7 a.m., General Reynolds unleashed artillery fire from across the river and into Jackson's camp. After a severe bombardment, Reynolds pushed his men in an attack across the river on both of Jackson's flanks. When Union soldiers arrived at the Confederate camp, they found that the Confederate guards had gone. The Confederate troops that were still present were having problems with their weapons and were forced to move out of the camp due to the overwhelming Union gunfire. Troops from the 52nd Virginia Infantry, led by Colonel John B. Baldwin, arrived to lend aid to the Confederate troops about halfway into the battle. When Union troops saw more Confederates approaching, they pulled back. In the end, both flank attacks were stopped and pushed back into the river. In desperation, General Reynolds unleashed a second round of artillery bombardment for several hours. Jackson and his Confederate men refused to budge, and after that second bombardment ended, Reynolds decided that that was enough and returned back to the summit of Sheep Mountain that afternoon with his men. After the battle, both sides realized the losses were not great. In an attempt to appear superior, both the Union and Confederates increased the enemy's losses, and both reported they had lost around 300 men. Basically, the Union said the Confederates lost 300 men, the Confederates said the Union lost 300 men. The actual ending casualties were 43 Union soldiers and 52 Confederate soldiers. Join us next time for the next battle, which will be Camp Allegheny in West Virginia, Pocahontas County, December 13th, 1861. Thank you.